Welcome to Inside the Skev, and I'm your host, Aaron Masliansky. Today, I am delighted to be joined by Aina Gutierrez, and Aina is the executive director of the Evanston Rebuilding Warehouse, which is on Dempster Street in Evanston, very close to the Skev of Skevinston. And they do some really great work. They sell a lot of great products for building your home, but it's not just new. It's not new products. It's reused. And we're going to learn about what they do and how they're growing. So Aina, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Yeah. So you are actually in the office right now at the Evanston Rebuilding Warehouse. Some people are back in their offices. Some are working from home. How have you guys adjusted to what's been going on with COVID?
Yeah, it's a great question. We've really had to pivot everything. And so we were actually closed in March for a couple of weeks, but reopened at the beginning of April as an essential business in our retail store. So we have a warehouse that is full of donated reclaimed building material. It is a treasure trove of finds. And we were able to reopen under the order very carefully. So we've learned a lot about how to keep our customers and our staff safe. The other side of our nonprofit is a workforce training program in deconstruction. So we take apart houses by hand for recycling and reuse. And we are also able to reopen that service because construction services were also allowed as essential services. So we've been going since the beginning of April, feeling a little bit like pioneers. A lot of people are reopening now, and I'm like, we've been open for a while. It's old hat. But really, I think the interesting part has been how do we continue to keep everyone safe and really not lose momentum during this pandemic. The pandemic has also provided really interesting opportunities for us to pivot. So we're a nonprofit. We love Evanston. We love to work in collaboration with partners. And just a couple of examples recently, we are in the business of moving things. We move heavy things all the time from our store to customers and back. And we were approached by the Community Foundation in Evanston to assist in getting out thousands of diapers and baby wipes to early childhood agencies and their families. And so we were able to receive, I think it was 28,000 diapers and 5,000 wipes. And we redistributed those to early childhood centers so they could give them to their families. And now just today, we are doing something similar. A lot of these childcare centers are reopening, and they needed someone to be able to receive a load of PPE, masks and gloves and thermometers and shields and all of those things. And so we're in the process right now of sorting and organizing those products and being able to redistribute those to at least a dozen agencies across Evanston. It is not what we do mission-wise, right? It is not at all what we do. But I feel like this community has really stepped up in a lot of ways, and we just wanted to be a part of that. And so we're kind of bringing in our skill set and what we know how to do. We have people power, we have space, we know how to move things safely, we know how to distribute things to be able to just pitch in a small way. And so COVID has changed our lives. And I think actually not all for the better, but the silver linings are real. And I think the increased collaboration in the community with us, being able to reach across lines and just help however we can is what we should be doing.
I agree. You see so many different organizations pivoting right now in order to meet the needs of the community. And like you said, everyone's been doing that. I had Nia Tavalaris from the Connections from the Homeless on, and she was talking about how they got everybody off the streets, and just different organizations are pivoting to do things that may not have been what they're doing. But you guys are very much a holistic organization. You have a store, people can buy things, put it in their homes. You're deconstruction, so you get things out of the landfills, so they can be reused again. Beautiful pieces of hardware or glass, whatever it may be. And you're doing workforce training, so people can, you're teaching people to fish. So it's That's very much holistic. So what you're doing now and pivoting makes a lot of sense within your mission.
Well, and I think it's also, if we've learned anything from this time, it is what kind of community do we want to live in? And how do we build a sustainable community and frankly do things differently? And so, I can speak for myself being home all of a sudden every day. I'm very conscious of the amount of waste I produce, and everything, food, paper towels, like all of those things. And 40% of everything that goes into a landfill is construction and demolition material. And so I could save every straw I've ever owned in my whole life. And it's never going to even equate to one house. And so it's really virtual. It's really, really important, especially now, for us to think about how we keep things out of landfills. And we just get to do it in a really cool way and provide those things at affordable prices to our community. And so our customers in the warehouse they are everyone. We want to serve everyone. They are the person who is coming in with their designer looking for a $2,000 Italian chandelier. And they are the person whose stove just broke and they can't get their landlord to replace it and they have $50. And we have all of that there. And it's all donated. And so affordability is very important to us in providing access of those materials that we save for people to have safe and affordable homes. And then, yes, in our workforce training program, we are building a green and sustainable community. And why can't we create good jobs along the way? So our training program is really designed to work for people who are overcoming all kinds of barriers to employment, whether that is homelessness or poverty, criminal backgrounds, not getting a driver's license, any of those things, to be able to kickstart careers in the building trades. And so they spend 5 weeks with us. It's minimum wage paid, and they learn both on site in our deconstruction services, as well as just other personal and professional readiness skills that will help them get and keep a job after graduation. And then my hope also is that we're really developing like a little army of environmentalists, people who understand that even later, when they're working for a construction company or a property management company, that they can look at the materials of those projects, that they can be on site and say, you know what we did at the warehouse? We recycled that brick. Yeah. We were able to reuse that concrete. And so I really feel like we're continuing to build consciousness about what kind of environment we want to have and what kind of community we want to have. And I think that really is a community that is really aware of the climate and climate change and what we're producing, and a community that supports each other so people can have jobs that support themselves and their families. So it is a cool place to be. It is
a cool place to be. I mean, you've worked at some cool places, and you were at YOU. You're at other places that you're an interfaith worker, justice. You did lots of different things. You're trying to do good for the community. What led you to come work here?
It's a great question. So I live in Evanston. I'm raising my 3 kids. My husband and I are raising my 3 kids in Evanston. And the transition even to YOU was really going from a national nonprofit to community-based work and understanding what it meant to live and work in community. And I just fell in love with it. I love, yesterday I was walking my dog and I ran into one of our graduates from our workforce training program, and we were able to catch up a little bit. And he is in a great place and really excited about how he's building his career. And so to have those interactions and know that those are people that live in my community, again, reinforces that idea that we're all building something for our future and building something for our children that's really important. So it has never been a question to me. Nonprofit is my world. I will never do anything else. And the opportunity with the warehouse was really I'm the first executive director after the founder. So really taking the founder's legacy, Lou Dixon was our founder, and building upon it. And the opportunity was just there. I mean, people care about this stuff. They want to do something. And the warehouse is so practical. You can do all kinds of things here. You can
be creative.
You can be creative. You can donate materials. You can buy materials. You can come to a workshop when we do those. You can give money, like all of those things. It's just such a local thing, so community-based. I just had to be a part of it. So it was both kind of the transitional moment of the nonprofit itself and the context and the community that we were in. I just felt like we were really positioned and poised to be able to grow. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's a great challenge that you have to take over the organization from the founder. And that's usually a big step in a nonprofit's life. So what are some of the things that you've been able to look through and do coming in fresh, new, not being the founder, where it's a little different?
Yeah, I mean, I think so our founder, Lou, was a general contractor. She had never done anything in she was a volunteer in many nonprofits and on boards, never had run a nonprofit before. And so what she did is she built a business. She built a social enterprise, our reuse warehouse. She built our deconstruction services. So we earn a majority of our budget through those services. And she did that really well. And I think when I was hired by the board, the idea was, okay, let's get someone who's only done nonprofit work and really build an institution in the nonprofit space. And so a lot of what I've done is just build upon what she already did. So really growing our leadership, growing our community outreach, doing more environmental education. So really bringing the nonprofit programming, development, and administrative pieces together. And it is tricky because it's the founder, it's their baby, so right. They're giving you their baby. And I'm just happy to say that Lou and I are good friends. I hope she's always involved with the warehouse. And it's really my job is to build upon her legacy. And so that's what we've been able to do. And in a community like Evanston, there are so many supportive people. People just didn't know about us. We're not even 10 years old. And so to have people learn about what we're doing, the varied opportunities to get involved, it's just been really easy to kind of expand our reach and invite more people in.
And you talk about expansion. Now you guys are
times.
Yes, you are expanding. You're moving right now, 2020.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Go big or go home, Aaron. Go big or go home.
Exactly. How are you doing that, and what's entailed in that?
Yes. So we for the last 7 years have been in a 13,500 square foot space, which is retail, our one-room office with a gajillion desks in it, a workshop, we've just radically outgrown it. And so we've been looking. We've really been looking for a few years to build a hub of sustainability, a place where people can go that care about the environment, that care about good jobs, and can tap into all the issues and the work that we do. And we found one. We found one about a year ago. It's actually a block away at 1245 Hartree. And it will be more than doubling our size. We're moving into a 28,300 square foot space.
Whoa.
And it's going to have everything you know and love about us, but bigger. So twice the retail space. Learning spaces for our trainees that are the workshop, a classroom. We'll have a full kitchen. We'll have a community hub where groups that are really working on sustainability issues can come and meet. A cool, funky space. And we hope to do more workshops and more ways to learn about repair and reuse. And so it's very exciting, and it's a little terrifying to be able to grow in a pandemic.
Yeah.
And it's just the reason we've been able to do it is our generous supporters. We just have people that really believe in what we're doing. And talk about stewarding resources. We are about as scrappy as we can get. So we're moving into this space this fall. We're general contracting the work ourselves. It's a great learning project. So our trainees are doing the demolition of the work, and we can shop in our own warehouse. We're not buying new things. This is an opportunity to model how beautiful reclaimed material can be. And so I hope that people come in and are inspired by both the beautiful things that we get and how we can demonstrate how beautiful they are, and demonstrate how creative some things could be. So you're going to see reclaimed doors used in different ways, and shutters used in different ways. And you're going to be able to see how buildings are built and how we make decisions around those. It's really part of our broader education. So this is our next chapter.
It's a giant laboratory.
Happy to be, I'm sorry?
It's a giant laboratory.
It is. I want people to feel like they are learning. They can shop, yes, and they should. And they are learning and meeting and growing and connecting. That is what the space is all about. And in my previous role at YOU, while I was there, I oversaw the construction of their new youth center and the 12,000 square foot youth center. It's a beautiful building. And what it affirmed for me was the importance of space. And not that we're in the business of building buildings. And I don't think we should be. We're actually in the business of taking them down sustainably. But adequate spaces are vehicles through which we can do our work better. And I have no doubt that our impact, the number of materials we save from landfills, the number of people that we serve through our workforce training program, the number of people that come in and learn something to fix something themselves instead of throwing it away, all that's going to grow. And the space is going to absolutely be a main reason to make that happen.
And how is the community helping you make that a reality?
Yes, so we have launched our first ever crowdfunding campaign. We have never done it before. It is a massive experiment. We're about 2 weeks in. It is a $25,000 campaign to really help us get across the finish line, really make this space as good as it could be. And it's been matched. The whole $25,000 has been matched by one of our generous donors, Dana Pearl, who's a real ambassador for reuse. And her own home is just full of our stuff, which I love. So she's matched it. We're 2 weeks in. We've raised about $9,800 from about 70 people, which is amazing. And we just have a couple more weeks to go. So we're inviting everyone to come in at all levels to make donations, to really think of this space as a community hub for sustainability. And we really want you to be a part of it. So that's one way that we're really trying to figure out and invite the community in. But we will have lots of opportunities. If you're not able to make a donation at this time, we can certainly do other things as we open up. We're really going to invite a lot of people to come in and just be a part of it in whatever capacity you can.
Right. And I mean, in terms of community help, though, I mean, I learned about the campaign from an email that went out from the city of Evanston's, mass emails that go out. And, they do a lot to support the local businesses and organizations. And to see that, I think really just shows that we're all together,
Absolutely. And we can't, my view is every person that we serve, we're really building a village around that person. And the city has a critical role to play in supporting its residents. Other nonprofits, I've seen, you mentioned Connections for the Homeless. I know you've interviewed the Moran Center. These are all partners of ours, because a person, in order to be on a path to financial sustainability, needs to have some building blocks. And those building blocks are stable housing. They are getting a good job and getting trained for a good job. They are records expungement. They are, financial literacy. There are all these pieces. And I think in Evanston, one of the many reasons why I love being here is just the network of nonprofit leadership. We're really bringing our best selves to the table. And our unique role is for those who want to start building trades careers. We train them and we support them, and we provide paid transitional employment. And that is something that we do, but we can't do it without our friends. Right. And that's been one of the most wonderful things, to see everyone coming together, including the city.
It is great. And, there's been so much talk now with social upheaval. Obviously we have COVID, then you have racial tension, and a lot of discussion about DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And you look at something that you're doing, your organization, job training, and working in construction, you can make a really decent living. And if you're coming from a place where maybe you got arrested for something, maybe you had a marijuana conviction or something like that, nonviolent, and that wrecks your life. It's hard for you to find housing. It's hard for you to find employment, anything like that. And that's a real problem. And then you're stuck in a rut. But to be able to go and to learn a trade and to learn the responsibility of a job and to understand more about community work and the climate, and doing things that are green, it just enhances everything about the people within the community.
That's right. And I mean, to be clear, the building trades are historically one of the most racially inequitable industries there is. I mean, it is a historic tale of white men passing on trades to their sons and family-owned businesses, and that's amazing. That is amazing. But there's been a lot of exclusion along the way, not only people of color, but also women. And so what we're really doing is increasing that access. And so we have a network of employers where we can connect people to. And finally, I will also say people understand that they need to diversify their ranks, that they need to bring people in. And so it's been a wonderful opportunity for us to work on that with our employer partners, with the union apprenticeship programs. And we want to be that pipeline. We want to provide that local pipeline when someone comes into Evanston and wants to build a building, that they are required to hire a certain number of local people. And we want to say, here are the local people that you can hire and connect them, because those are all unique opportunities. So most of our trainees have a great skill set. They're good with their hands. They're visual learners. They're hardworking. They just don't know anyone in the trades. And it's so hard to get into if you don't know anyone. And so we're really working to provide that access and getting people on the right path.
Well, it's almost like an internship in a way, because, so many times you see where people can get employment in different industries because they went to the college, they're able to get an internship, they're able to build a network, and that's how they get their career going. It's interesting. I was listening to an interview with Jon Stewart. He was being interviewed by Howard Stern a few weeks ago. And Jon Stewart was talking about how, they realized when he was doing the Daily Show, how most of the interns and everybody were, white men or, some women. And they said, we've got to diversify. We have to get some people in. And they would have a few people, but it was almost like just checking a box. But what they realized is that so many of these internships and things like that are hard to get to, and they're maybe not paid. So then it's like, if you can't afford not to work and get paid for your time, you're never able to get access to this. So by, if you don't know anybody in construction or have the trust or ability or where somebody can help you along the way to get to that next level, it can really be a hindrance. But what you're doing is you're unlocking doors in many ways.
We're unlocking the doors, and I would agree with that. It can't just be checking the boxes, because also we have to create work environments that support Black and Brown employees. And so a lot of our work also with employers is to say, okay, you say you want to diversify. How are you setting up people for success? And we advocate on the behalf of our trainees. We advocate on behalf of our graduates to make sure that these are environments where all people can thrive. And so I think it's both, yes, providing access to more diverse, a pipeline of diverse skilled workers, and it is on us to create, us white people who are in leadership, to create institutions that allow Black and Brown people to grow and thrive in those institutions and to provide them leadership opportunities. We got a long way to go, but we're working on it.
Well, we're on the right path, especially here in Evanston. When the organization was started, I mean, where did the founders think that they would be? I mean, what led them to create this organization?
So Lou Dixon was a general contractor, and she did renovations, and she would go into her clients' homes, and they would ask to create new kitchens and to throw away the materials. And it just made her ill. She saw it every day. And so she started saving them. The story goes that she started putting them in her garage, and then she got a U-Haul trailer or a storage unit. And then she found our original warehouse was 5,000 square feet on Dempster, east of Dodge, where the Heartwood Center is now. And she filled it up in a year and opened it as an all-volunteer organization just to get the stuff out of the landfills, just to get it back into the hands of the community. And so that she saw firsthand what that looked like. And that's really where we started. And we are not the only warehouse like this in the country. I mean, there's a whole network of folks who care about reuse and sustainability called Build Reuse. We're part of this national network. And so a lot of it also is just sharing stories in other communities, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and really making sure that we can, that we're really all committed to this and doing it in the best way possible.
Yeah. Now, if I'm somebody who is going to be remodeling their house, how do I get a hold of you guys, and how do I know what things you'll take, and how much do you charge for that?
Yeah, so great question. So there's a couple of different components. So let's say you're going to remodel your kitchen.
Yeah.
If you already had a contractor and you decided that you were going to just demolish it, you just had some cabinets or appliances or things like that, you can email us at donations@evanstonrebuildingwarehouse.org and send us pictures and tell us what you have, and we will try to take it. We have limited space, and we have to make decisions about what we know is resellable and usable. But if you have good to excellent condition material, we will definitely try our best to take it. So that's one way. You can also call the store. We're open or stop by the store. We're open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday. And our website is evanstonrebuildingwarehouse.org. If you are just starting a renovation and you want your kitchen deconstructed, we can actually do that for you with our workforce training crew. So then you could email decon@evanstonrebuildingwarehouse.org, and we'll come out and give you a free estimate of what it would cost. And what it would do is we would take everything apart by hand and usually we save up to 95% of materials that are either reused or recycled. So what we can do is we can take apart everything. It is the homeowner's choice to donate those materials to the warehouse, so they can certainly do that, and they receive a tax deduction because we're a 501c3. And we'll take all that off your hands, and we'll leave a nice vanilla box for your contractor, and they can put all the things back into it that you'd like to see. So if you'd like the opportunity to hire us, we are the only nonprofit doing deconstruction services in the whole region. So there's a few different ways to get involved. Also, if you just, if you're it's the decon and the donations, if you have things that, like, occasionally people will be like, oh, we remodeled our kitchen a couple of years ago and the stuff's in our basement, and will you take it? Yeah, we'll take it if we can. So if you send the pictures, well, we actually do free pickup for materials that we can sell in our store. And so you'll arrange a time and our folks will come out and pick it up. And again, it's tax deductible. So we try to make it as easy as possible.
Do you ever think about opening up an opportunity to do the building too, where people use the materials from the store?
We've done a little bit of that. As you would imagine, we have a lot of skilled people in our community that can do those types of things. We certainly have done some design. It's not something we do right now, but it's something we'd like to think about because reclaimed material can be tricky. It's much easier to just buy new, to be honest, because you have a space, you buy something new that fits the space, you put it in. We're asking you to do a little bit more work. And so, but the benefit is not only the environmental benefit, but you get really beautiful things. I mean, the idea that the old adage, they don't make it like they used to, is absolutely true. And so we just have beautiful doors and appliances and cabinet sets and things that are they give you your home character. And a lot of people are very interested in that, keeping their homes like unique to them. So we have not done that up to this point, but as I said, we are growing. I can't speak to 2 years from now. You'll have to come back.
Right. You guys
come back and interview me, and maybe I'll have a whole new set of things that we're doing.
I'd be happy to. Yeah. And if you want to buy the things from the store, you don't have everything cataloged online. You've got to come in or have a personal shopper at the store help you find what you're looking for.
We're actually open to the public. So we actually have a brand new eBay store. So if you go to eBay, it's on our website, but you can also go to eBay and just type in Evanston Rebuilding Warehouse and it will show up. So you can buy things online. Cool. They're for local pickup. So we're not going to be shipping refrigerators through the postal service. That seems like a bad idea. But we're open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday. We are practicing social distancing, so everyone needs to wear a mask. We have hand sanitizer at the front, and our staff are happy to help you. You can also call the store, and we will do personal shopping for you and curbside pickup. So there's a lot of options, but we really haven't our customers have been fantastic. People have come back, we're spending all this time at home. So a lot of people are taking on that home renovation project that they want to do themselves, or they're building something in their garage. And we're happy to be a source of reclaimed, beautiful, affordable material for them. So we're at 2101 Dempster, which is west of Dodge, right by the U-Haul. And for now, and this fall will be, a little farther down the road. And so we're in the heart of West Evanston. Yeah,
you are. You're right there. And there's so many cool things going on right around there. And it's close to me. So it makes it convenient.
You like all of that.
I like all of that. Absolutely. And of course, if people want to donate money or their time to the organization, they should just go to the website as well, or just stop in the store, right?
Yep. Our crowdfunding campaign is on the website. You just click donate and you'll see some subheadings. You just want to make a general contribution. It is, you would imagine, a very expensive thing to provide paid workforce training to people. And while we work hard to earn a lot of our revenue, it's not everything. And I also think there's a value in inviting the community to support us financially. So definitely check us out. You can give online. You can write a check and send it to us. There are lots of ways to be able to do that.
That's pretty fantastic. Well, just a reminder, your campaign right now for the new building is through July 24th, correct?
Yes, we're halfway through.
Yes. So everyone should go on there. I will be putting on my website all the links to everything to your website and the information there. But I think it's fantastic that you're here in Evanston and you're doing such great things. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate the time. It is an exciting time. And it's an opportunity to think about the future and what kind of community we want to be a part of. And we believe the best community is a sustainable one. So that's what we're trying to do.
Absolutely. Aina, thanks so much for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you.